Hello, everybody, in hashtag CDC whistleblower land. First of all, congratulations. We have broken through barriers. We're past 3,500 tweeters. We're past 500,000 or half a million tweets. And now we're past 750 million impressions. That's 750,000 impressions. That means there are 750,000 conversations happening on Twitter about hashtag CDC whistleblower. I'm here with our Twitter expert at Tanner's Dad. And let's start really quick, Tim, with Brian Hooker, who started all of this, was on the Robert Scott Bell show yesterday. Can you just quickly tell people what they will find here?
One of the best things you can do as a reporter is go back to original sources, and Brian presents things last night that absolutely will shake the earth you walk on, and we need to be listening to this man. This man's very intelligent and has done the research.
And he gives a bunch of new factoids. In addition to saying, I stand behind the results, he talks about mercury, he talks about ticks, and he talks about some things that aren't really public but are in the documents from the CDC that Bill Posey has. He also talks about who to target for your friendly reminder calls that it's time for our government to step up and do something about all of this. So that is at tinyurl.com/Brian on RSB, and we may talk about slashes, and when we do, it always means tinyurl.com/. So congratulations. Now it's all the way to 1 billion. Once we hit this point, we knew that some big players were probably going to step up to do some retweets, and it was going to go very quickly. So our timetable is a lot less predictable now. The media is chomping at the bit. They're calling and Facebooking and emailing and hopping into Facebook groups by request. They're all over right now, and the level of the exposure that the reporters has just keeps going up and up and up. So it's happening, people. Be ready for it. Okay, now Tim, tell me about this interesting little thing that you found here.
I am viscerally upset over the fact that Bill Gates is commissioning artwork to talk about pro-vaccine to promote it, and using the artist community, which historically has worked for the smaller people. And to me, this is worse than hear this well. This is in-your-face aristocracy using their money to buy public opinion. And I challenge everybody out there to show us the artwork of your child. What is in the meme that we just did is what came home from the day of the art challenge was Tanner's artwork. That I've never hung artwork of his on the fridge before, and that came home the day that Bill Gates did the artist commissioning. So
and look, they talk about tetanus here, and we'll get you the tiny URLs for this, but tetanus, on average, 21 people in the United States die from tetanus. 21. 90% of those are over the age of 70 with diabetes. So if they're commissioning art about tetanus, wow, where's the art for the 17 million kids who have autism right now? But, let's not
70 million worldwide. We can do 4 or 5 times that number just on kids that wander and drown, and so a year. And that's just one portion of the 21 most common vaccine injuries that we talk about when we do tinyurl/1 and 2.
And let's just go to that really quickly because you can't see that enough. 1 and 2 goes to, and you spell out 1 and 2 goes to the profile of the health of our children. And right here, 54% have a diagnosis. The fact that we're living in America and over half of our children have a diagnosis and everybody's pretending that everything's still okay rocks my world like the art rocks Tim's world, and makes me get up every day trying to be part of the reason there will hashtag be one less vaccine victim. Yeah.
Are you going to introduce our new partner, Tina?
We found this cute little me. Boy, isn't she just a cutie? Um, sure, I think somebody's concept here was that, and I'll just read it to you. Tiny, uh, uh, Tina Tiny did a radio show, Ingrid the Interviewer. Now, you know the link between autism and vaccines has been debunked and the doctor discredited. Tina represents our well-educated mother or father of a vaccine-injured child who not only knows the data and not only knows the references, but knows how to spit them out in tiny URLs. So she talks a little bit differently than everybody else. So Tiny URL Tina said, actually, there are 91 studies linking autism to vaccines at tinyurl.com/do vaccines cause autism. I'll just talk in slashes now. And half our kids have a diagnosis /1 and 2. And vaccines have never been tested /kid experiments. And that doctor was right all along /CDC scandal /CDC censor. But if you want to talk about Andy Wakefield, let me call him because he wants to talk to you. Because bottom line, one thing that every time they whip out Andy Wakefield, all they're trying to do is have it be about the study that they pretend was debunked instead of the millions and millions of vaccine-injured kids that parents will talk to you about in real time with real pictures and real videos. They don't want it to be about the parents talking to you. And all we're trying to do is not only bring it back to the parents and the injured kids, but we also want parents to be able to go on these radio shows and do these interviews in a way that they can't cut out the references because it's all about parents do the work. #parents do the work. Tim, you say something.
I tweeted this morning that I walk in faith, and I don't want you to worry about Tanner and me. It's because of what is going to happen to your child.
Well, and that's the other thing that gets missed in all of this is that there isn't one single person that I know personally, and I know a lot, that are doing this Vax Truth crusade and this #CDC whistleblower movement that don't know firsthand vaccine injury. Whether it was part of a causal cocktail or the whole thing, we're trying to save you from a life of having a special needs child, if not a dead child. And there's plenty of links to those stories too. But part of it is keeping, so this is tinyurl /Tina Tiny, and these are all just, you add tinyurl.com/artificial immunity, autism mixed signals, autism activism, and they're all just some of the best resources that you're going to find out there. So you can just cut and paste these all day long. And here's the ones that are just all about flu shots. So it seems like some people out there are starting to make some organizational shifts to make things easier for you. And this, of course, was just Tim's today. Go, Tim.
You know, 5 words to ruin a date is a viral hashtag at the moment. My 5 words are, my child is vaccine injured, and see what happens on a date.
Yeah, that would pretty much do it. This meme has gotten a ton of mileage. This was from Jennifer. We love ourselves. Our Jennifer, who took it upon herself to have a party with some of these concepts, and this whole concept of it's just all a coincidence. Our kids are sick, and it's just all a coincidence. So I think that pretty much. What's the big tip for the day? What tip would you give to people, Tim?
Remember, when you're tweeting to that person that has more followers than you, it's okay to put a period before their name. Or if it's somebody that's less followers than you, it's very important to put a period before their name, because if you do the period at, then it goes to all your followers. If you just do at and somebody who has 10 followers, you're only talking to that person, and so and they're 10 followers. So that's why you'll see Twitter experts use the period before the at sign, because it makes the tweet go further.
Okay, so I'm trying to find one where you did that. How far do I have to go down? Oh, right here. So period at Laney Lex. So the period did what now, Tim?
Lainey Lex is a mother of a vaccine injured child that uses a assistive device to talk, and um, so I'm answering her in a conversation, but I used a period before to answer her, so I'm answering her directly, but then that tweet's going to go to my 16,000 followers, not just to her 100 or so followers.
So this might be one of the biggest tips you've given us so far, Tim. And for anybody who's developed 1,000 followers, like at CS Dave and Carolyn and some of those other people who have really developed a following, adding this period before your first at handle is a huge tip.
And again, it's if you have a following like over 1,000, then you want to talk to those people all the time. So if you're
Right.
doing a direct tweet to somebody, they may not see that. So it's just a little tip that we know it makes tweets go a little bit further.
Okay, perfect. So anything else other than congratulations?
Congratulations, keep tweeting. I'm praying for your family and our country. Thank you.
And next time it's hashtag break a billion, and we will see you tomorrow. God bless, and may their hashtag be one less vaccine victim.